William is just too hard to hum. I've got a bass, I've got a drum, I've got music. I've searched in over 50 states for that turn of phrase that celebrates, but nothing can beat my 88s. I've got music. When I see your face, how my heart begins to race, and I feel the surge of samba start to play. So for all your charms, let the music be my arms. Let the melody lift and carry you away. From the birds and bees, the truth is told in harmonies. You've ended my soliloquies, now there's music. Here's my heart, so come on in. The walls come down just like Berlin. Let our great duet begin. We've got music. When I see your face, how my heart begins to race, and I feel the surge of samba start to play. So for all your charms, let the music be my arms. Let the melody lift and carry you Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming. That was Mike Farrell on piano. You may recognize him from American Idol or America's Got Talent or any of those America shows that are on TV. Are they all American something or other? America's this, America's that. So I don't know where the heck you'll recognize me from, but maybe someplace. None of the American shows, I don't think. So welcome. This is the final performance of Perfecting Your Performance workshop that we started teaching. We sort of thought that this would be a good idea and a fun idea, and we have a great class. I begged Michael to let me talk since he always talks, and he finally agreed to let me. Man, a few words. Anyway, we're very excited. You're going to have a very eclectic mix of music tonight. We have everything from show tunes to jazz to standards to a little rock and roll. I also, we printed up some programs for you, which I will put over here. I didn't give them out beforehand so that you would kind of be surprised, but it has the songs and the songwriters in case you're interested later on. But let's get started right away because we're excited and glad to be going and proud of our group. Our first singer is a native Canadian, after all that American talk. We're starting with a native Canadian. Some of you may recognize her because she's a good friend of ours at the open mic. She just finished recording her first CD, and I think she'll be doing a CD release here. She did a show here not long ago and has performed many places, including the Queen Mary. She was a graduate of the Dick Grove School of Music, and it was a program that included composition and arrangement, and so for her final performance, she had to write and conduct a 40-piece orchestra. Woo! I know, that's pretty impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Claudia Koval.
Poor little sad little bird lucky day you're waking, and your blues will be forsaken. One lucky day, lovely love will come your way. Long as there's love in your heart to share, dear bluesette, don't despair. Some blue boy is longing just like you to find us someone to be true to. Two loving arms he can nestle in and stay. Get set, bluesette, true love is coming. Your troubled heart soon will be humming. Ba-doo-da, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-ya, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-da, ba-doo-ya. Do-you, 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 bluesette. Pretty little bluesette, mustn't be a mourner. Have you heard the news yet? Love's around the corner. Love wrapped in rainbows and tied with pink ribbons to make your next springtime your gold wedding ring time. So dry your eyes, don't you pout, don't you fret. Goody good times are coming, bluesette. Long as there's love in your heart to share, dear bluesette, don't despair. Some blue boy is longing just like you to find us someone to be true to. Two loving arms he can nestle in and stay. That magic day may just be today. Blue, blue, bluesette. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. So I've spent a number of years in my life hanging out in relationships that weren't quite right, and I'm sure some of you can relate. You know that feeling when you're yearning for somebody who just gets you, and when they finally come along, life is more beautiful than you ever imagined. Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. Now you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. If I make you happy, I don't need to do more. You make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Oh baby, what you done to me
pickleball. Very nice. Like that. I love that song. All right, let me clean up this chord thing a little bit. I wore the wrong shoes. I can't walk as fast as I need to get it. You may be waiting on me for a few minutes. But I promise I'll get here eventually. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Our next singer looks like, to me, he seems like he's been doing this forever. But really, he was a school teacher forever and ever. And because he was a school teacher, he couldn't really sing as much as he wanted to. So it was more of a hobby. So he spent a lot of time writing a one-man show that now he has performed more than 80 times. And I'll let him tell you a little bit about that, and you'll see why. He did his show here, which some of you saw, and we see him very often at the open mic as well. Please welcome Mr. Warren DeLange.
I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars were under. But is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it, but for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love. Stop to think of whether this little dream might fade. Oh, we put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it, but for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood for love. Yeah. Thank you. I am such a lucky guy, not only because I'm here tonight, but because I get to sing songs written by my father, Songwriters Hall of Fame lyricist Eddie DeLange. Now, you may not know his name as a songwriter, probably because he died so young at age 45. Now, I was only 3, and my sister was 4, and my mother was in her early 30s. But I bet you know some of his songs like Moonglow, In My Solitude, Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? And among his hits is a real gem of a song that I know was my mom's all-time favorite. And when you hear this great lyric, you'll understand why this song always reminded her of him. And it just goes to follow that that this song has a soft spot in my heart as well, because it reminds me of them. Love is a strange and powerful thing. It can bring you down or make you sing. Love may give you a millionaire scheme, but it only gave me one dream. Darn that dream, I dream each night. You say you love me and you hold me tight, but when I awake, you're out of sight. Oh, darn that dream. out of paradise. Oh, darn that dream, and darn that one-track mind of mine. It can't understand that you don't care, and just to change the mood I'm in, I'd welcome a nice old nightmare. Darn that dream, and bless it too. Without that dream I never would have you. But it haunts me, and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream. But it haunts me, and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Warren Delange. I got so caught up in what you were singing, I almost forgot to come back. Warren is like, he and his lovely wife are the perfect couple, and I, in fact, was digging for a little cabaret drama, as we do, or drama for the songs, and so I finally asked her today. I'm like, so when did you guys meet? And they met in college, and I said, so was it just smooth sailing from then on out? And she's like, yes. Isn't that amazing? They're like really nothing. They don't even argue. So I strive to have that relationship someday. If I live long enough, maybe, to find another one. So our next singer is a behavioral therapist, which, speaking of drama in this world, you know that we all need that. So thank goodness we had her with us, just in case. I know I called on her a few times at least. If you don't know her, you should get to know her, because you will love her. She's wonderful. She just did her own show at Genghis Cohen. She was a featured soloist in is it Montreux, even though it has an X in it? Is that how you say it? Okay. The Montreux Jazz Festival. I was going to ask her before and I forgot. She performed at Lincoln Center in an ensemble piece called A Tribute to Liberty, and she was chosen by Tom Waits' publicist to sing an original featured song in the Norwegian Pop Contest, which I am going to talk to her about what that is later. Please welcome the wonderful Tiffany Bailey.
Thank you very much. Carrie, that was such a nice introduction. Carrie is the best. This was like the most awesome workshop. So we're gonna start off with something that's a little bit rock, and it was really super impactful for me in my life. When I was in junior high school, it just sort of came up. It was kind of like on my workout section, but also like, you know, my fighting, empowering song. So I'm gonna sing that tonight. Rising up, back on the street, did my time, took my chances. I went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a girl and her will to survive. So many times it happened so fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Rising up straight to the top, had the guts, had the glory. I went the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a girl and her will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger. Funny story, I just realized that I walked on stage with this penny that I found like 5 minutes ago, and that I was thinking to myself, like, what the hell do I do with it? Like, I can't put it here, and then everyone's like, oh, okay, there's a penny, so I was like holding it. It was lucky, it was good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm a little bit of an overthinker. I don't know if you guys can relate, but I think about thinking, and sometimes then I think, why am I thinking about thinking? But it's a whole lot of work. So sometimes I've decided it just makes sense to feel. I want a little sugar in my bowl. I want a little sweetness down in my soul. I could stand some loving, oh, so bad. I feel so funny, I feel so sad. I want a little steam on my clothes. Maybe I can fix things up so they'll go. Hey, but what's the matter, Daddy? Come on, save my soul. I want some sugar in my bowl. I ain't fooling. I want some sugar in my bowl. It's getting hot in here, Mike. You've been acting different, I've been told. But soothe me, I want some sugar in my bowl. I want a little steam on my clothes. Maybe I can fix things up so they'll go. Hey, but what's the matter, Daddy? Come on, save my soul. I want some sugar in my bowl. I ain't fooling. I want some sugar in my bowl. Oh yeah. Thank you.
You know, it's so interesting. Sugar is one of my favorite condiments, too. So, by the way, Michael, you may have noticed, plays guitar as well.
Yeah.
And trumpet. And what's that thing again? Marimba.
Xylophone?
Yes, marimba. Marimba. Looks like a xylophone, but it's not.
Same thing as a piano.
No, it's not. The notes are in different places. And you have that thing that looks like an accordion, but it's not. What is that?
Accordion, a harmonium.
Oh, he plays the accordion too, and the harmonium. What is it called? Do you like that? Isn't that cool? So our next singer holds the distinction of being hit rear-ended in her vehicle by Lily Tomlin, which they both thought was very funny. She told me I may not legally be able to say that, but too bad I did. So please don't tell Lily, because then she'll sue me. Anyway, she's a clairvoyant as well, which always makes me nervous, because then I think she's going to tell me, you know, Carrie, you will never find the relationship like Warren and his wife have. And so if you know that, then just keep it to yourself, because I'm kind of thinking that's where we're going with that anyway. She's sung since she was 6. She's worked with some of the big Hollywood names, like Robert Altman, Sue Mingers, Michael Caine, Jackie Collins, and this one fascinates me, Gavin DeBecker, who wrote that book, The Gift of Fear. You guys, he's sort of the guy The Bodyguard was based on, isn't he? I think he is. Yeah, he's like the security person. She's a comic as well. Has made some television appearances on the Kathy Griffin show. She's also appeared at the Comedy Store and the Ha Ha Comedy Club. But we like her singing here. Please welcome Jan Hoffman.
Anyone who ever loved will look at me and know that I love you. Anyone who ever dreamed could look at me and know I dream of you, knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. You couldn't really have a heart and hurt me like you hurt me, be so untrue. What am I to do? Every time you go away, I always say this time it's goodbye, dear. Loving you the way I do, I take you back. Without you I die, dear. Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. You couldn't really have a heart and hurt me like you hurt me, be so untrue. Anyone who had a heart would love me too. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and always love me. Why won't you? Anyone who had a heart would love me too. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and always love me. Why won't you? Why won't you?
Thank you. Well, I'm a clairvoyant psychic and I can't find my keys or my glasses usually. And it took me a really long time to find myself, but I did. And now I'm kicking ass.
Great.
And I'm helping other people through my healing techniques as a hypnotherapist and as a clairvoyant psychic to make their lives better.
Just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. lost. My bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. Now you're here, and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear, I found my way. For love came just in time. I found me just in time and changed my lonely life. That lucky, lonely life, that lucky, lonely life, that lucky day. Yeah.
Jan Hoffman. Oh my goodness, I love that. I love both of those songs. We're glad you found us too. You found yourself and us. No, I mean, I don't know if you have. I didn't know if you had the right order is what I was saying. So our next singer comes all the way, bless his sweetheart, from San Diego. Are you just outside of San Diego, or are you all the way in San Diego?
I'm always downtown.
You're down all the way downtown
City,
San
yeah.
Diego?
Like
Wow.
Gardenia.
I say that like I know where it is. I have no idea. I've been there many times and I still can't find it. I always say, are you coming up from I don't know if you're up, over, or down in San Diego, but typically I just call it all the same thing. Anyways, come up every week from all the way from San Diego. He grew up, or spent part of his time in Roswell, New Mexico, which he says the worst part was being conveniently located about 200 miles from 3 major airports, because I guess you get like a lot of noise or something there. He played violin as a kid, but he couldn't count, so he didn't do very well with violin. But once he conquered the counting, he got it down and became an English professor. So I would say he got the counting done. He's been doing a lot of musical theater lately, but we're welcoming him back to this genre. Please welcome Greg Wassel.
Hi, thank you. That was back then, and now I've only gotten worse. So, but a lot of things have happened since the last workshop, and I think I've discovered the song that was my destiny. And when you find the song that is your destiny, you feel truly that song has been with you at every stage of development that you've gone through, and that's what I can say about this song. And you can look at the people in your lives and you know why you met them. For instance, Dame Edna crossed my path. And now I know why it was, because in her show, she dropped the phrase that she missed $1 a night hotels in Prague. And that was what I was left with, plus the spear throwing of gladioli at the audience. But needless to say, I created my own joke about that, but I won't go into it except give you the punchline. And the hairdresser turns to his customers and says, "You know what I really miss? $1 a night hotels in Prague with a big Soviet Bolshevik." When you're young and so in love as we, and bewildered by the world we see, how can people hurt us so? Only those in love can know what a town without pity can do. When we stop and gaze upon a star, people talk about how bad we are. Ours is not an easy age. We're like tigers in a cage. What a town without pity can do. The young have problems, many problems. They need an understanding heart. Why can't they help us? Try to help us before this gray and granite planet falls apart. Take these lips in your arms, hold me fast. I'm afraid this kind of joy won't last. How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive what a town without pity can do? No, it isn't very pretty what a town without pity can do. So I would just do my patter with the microphone and I will put it back. For some people, Paris is the city of love. And you get a baguette, a bottle of wine, and a girl on your arm, and that's what it is. For some, it's a city of light with all those well-lit monuments to calamitous historical events, you know, the slaughter of all the Protestants and the Gestapo headquarters. And it seems every square you're in, there was a guillotine there and some aristocratic blood somewhere. And then there's the French Revolution, all that egalite and fraternization that they developed, and you'd think they'd have a little liberal mind about Americans who don't speak the language. Well, this is only a problem in Paris, not in France generally. But for me, Paris will always be the place of a tragedy. Now, I don't have time to go into it, but let me tell you, it was a bloody, bloody mess, and it ended badly for me. Who spread the rumor Paris was fun? Who had such fantasy? Who never knew Paris minus you? Who said gay Paris? Of all towns under the sun, all others here should be. Who failed to add Paris could be sad? Who said gay Paris? I thought our love so brightly begun would burn through eternity. Who told the lie? Love could never die. Who said gay Paris? Who said gay Paris?
Greg Wassel, you took the lucky penny. It's good, it's lucky, it's lucky. We like that. So our next singer is quite experienced actually, and many of you are familiar with her. That's really one of the fun things about doing this workshop is you have all different levels and people working and people just starting and just wanting to try something for fun, and it can be really just interesting and really fun to watch people's progression. But as I mentioned, this singer is quite experienced. In fact, she won the Female Country Artist of 2010 by New Music Weekly and her track, Days Like These, hit the Music Road charts and was in the top 10 of the New Music Weekly Country chart. So she's done quite a bit of country music, and she also writes, and so she spends a lot of time in Nashville, which she said people think she's a native, which might be because her mother is from and lived in the South for a while, so maybe she sort of picked up her accent. But she's currently writing with Jane Bach, who some of you may be familiar with, and she does shows here at the Gardenia and at Genghis Cohen. She's a wonderful singer. Please welcome Sandra Pillar.
Thank you, thank you. When I first started doing country music, my mother-in-law, Ruth Roberts, gave me 3 songs that she had written that were country. One of them was The First Thing Every Morning, sung by Jimmy Dean, big country artist of his time, and a couple others. And now I've been finding so many more of her songs that aren't country that are just great songs, and I figured I want to pull them out and dust them off. So here we go. This particular one was sung by Lita Rosa and Doris Day also did it. And think back now about a time when you might have been searching for that perfect love. Who will be my Jimmy unknown? Someone to love me and call me his own. Over the mountain, over the sea, somewhere my Jimmy is waiting for me. Will he be handsome? Will he be tall? So lifting my heart like a beautiful song. Over the mountain, over the sea, somewhere my Jimmy is waiting for me. The day I surrender my lips to his charms, my secret of love will be lost in his arms. Who will be my Jimmy unknown? Someone who never would leave me alone. Over the mountain, over the sea, somewhere my Jimmy is waiting for me. The day I surrender my lips to his charms, my secret of love will be lost in his arms. Who will be my Jimmy unknown? Someone who never would leave me alone. Over the mountain, over the sea, somewhere my Jimmy is waiting for me. Thank you. And you know what? I have found my Jimmy a couple of times. And now here are some tips. To help you find true love. There's a golden rule of love, very old but true. If you treat me the way you want me to treat you, there's a golden rule of love, there's a dream for two. If you love me the way you want me to love you, share my laughter, share my tears, share my hopes, my dreams, my fears. Understand me all along when I'm right as I said, I have found my Jimmy a couple of times, and I have learned a very important lesson, that communication is the key to success in any relationship. So, don't be afraid to speak your truth. And remember to be a good listener. Nobody's perfect, so be forgiving. Because you know what? The shoe may be on the other foot someday. Share my laughter, share my tears, share my hopes, my dreams, my fears. Understand me all along when I'm right and when I'm wrong. Let the golden rule of love light our whole life through. Darling, love me this way, and that's the way I'll love you. Darling, love me this way, the golden rule of love.
Yeah,
And that's it, the secret of life.
Sandra Pillar. The secret of life, yay. We finally know. That's what I'm looking for. Sandra, when is your next, do you have a show coming up here?
I do, October 9th.
Oh, great. So you could come right back here and see Sandra Pillar on October 9th. That'll be great. And speaking of shows, our next singer has a show on November 21st. So you have an October and a November plan now. Our next singer did some modeling, and if you get on his Facebook page, you could see some of his modeling shots, and they're fun. And he did commercials, but he's really actually a personal trainer. And it's funny because I was looking at my notes and I had miswritten it, and I thought it said he prescribes excuses for older adults. But it was supposed to say exercises, and I'm like, can you prescribe me some excuses so I don't have to do anything? Although I'm pretty good at coming up with my own. He's also a licensed massage therapist, and he has sung with the Angel City Chorale, and we know him and love him at the open mic. He's got some moves too. He's like a good dancer too, and I always call him adorable because he is. Please welcome the adorable Danny Rowland.
There's a spark of magic in your eyes. Candyland appears each time you smile. Never thought that fairy tales came true, but they come true when I'm near you. You're a genie in disguise, full of wonder and surprise. Oh, betcha by golly, wow, you're the one that I've been waiting for forever. And ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong. If I could, I'd catch a falling star to shine on you so I'll know where you are. Put a rainbow in your favorite shape to show I love you. Thinking of you, write your name across the sky. Anything you ask, I'll try. So, bet you by golly, wow, you're the one that I've been waiting for forever. And ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong. Bet you by golly, wow, you're the one that I've been waiting for forever. there's a spark of magic in your eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mike Farrell. At this late date in my life, I don't have a shred of standard. I have no standards. That's so 1990s, standards. People tell me a lie, that's okay. I believe it. Whisper a sweet nothing in my ear, and I'm off to the races. I believe in star signs, and I believe in film romances. I believe in gypsies, and I believe I cast a spell that sends him to the skies. 'Cause I believe the lies of handsome men. I believe in witchcraft, and I believe in Cinderella. I believe in gypsies, and I believe with just one look he's crazy for my eyes. 'Cause I believe the lies of handsome men. Somewhere in a corner of my mind, I'm not a fool, completely blind. But even though he's hooked me on his line, I find the pleasures been mine. I believe in love songs, they seem to know just what I'm feeling. I believe Prince Charming, I never guess he's double dealing. How my spirits rise, believing in the lies of handsome men. Sometimes in a dark and quiet place, the truth and I meet face to face. But even if Prince Charming disappears, I keep some stunning souvenirs. Oh, I believe in heroes, and I expect that happy ending, wishing on a rainbow. I pretend he's not pretending, someday I'll get wise. But right now, I need the lies of handsome men. How my spirits rise, believing in the lies of handsome men. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Farrell.
Danny Rowland. I'm right there with you, Danny. I believe all those lies. Danny's from the South, and his show goes to Tobacco Road, and this time Tobacco Road is going to a whole different place, so you will definitely want to check that out. And I put the card down, I can't remember that because I can never remember numbers. November. Thank you. November 21. So our next singer, I just met we just met her a few weeks ago, and she's so fascinating because she's one of those people that's very quiet and doesn't reveal a lot about herself initially, and then she'll drop these little tidbits along the way, and it's not just like, hi, I'm from Kentucky, like me. It's like, well, actually, I'm Italian and was born and raised there, and I lived here and here and here. And then tonight I was talking to her, and she said, oh, yeah, I used to retail at Neiman Marcus. I'm like, okay, that's one of my favorite stores. Well, actually, she went to design school in Milan because she told me that I should say that she worked in the haute couture section, and I went, I can't say that. And then when I found out she went to design school, I'm like, well, no wonder you could say that. So I was going to leave it out, but I didn't. So she started out singing standards and then said that she was terrible, and she actually even got kicked out of the choir, but eventually learned that she could sing Creedence Clearwater Revival. So it started her on a whole different path, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself as well. Please welcome Joanna Hennessy.
Thank you. Out on the counter with cast iron blood, 10,000 or more with their hearts on their own. They say I might die and I may be cold. I may have no Jesus, I may have no soul. In prison I hear it's time to be good. But the first thing you see, it's the last thing you should. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen the war, and life in here is the life I've been told. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen the war, and life out here is the life I've been sold. I hear there's a passing where all stand to judge, but the devil's awaiting with Christ like a son. When the card looks your way, you best say was I. For the reasons you hold, give reasons to die. The calling's impatient when cause never won, and the last one to say it may last through the flood. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen the war, and the life in here is the life I've been told. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen the war, and the life out here is the life I've been told. I'm born in and weary, and life's just begun. I run from the reasons, and I run to the gun. They say I'm the killer, and I will be done. And the doors won't be open when I finally become. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen that war, and the life in here is the life I've been told. And I've seen the battles, and I've seen that war, and the life out here is the life I've been sold. Ooh, 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 we're falling fast and we know cares. We know our Lord's gonna meet us there. We pray our Lord's gonna meet us there. We pray our Lord's gonna meet us there. Thank you. Well, I grew up in Alaska before coming here. Before that, it was Italy. But while in Alaska, I did a lot of odd jobs, and probably one of my most notable was I worked on the pipeline as a laborer, and I did that for a year. Alaska is an amazing place. it has a lot to offer, and I'm really grateful for having grown up there. But one thing it doesn't have is a lot of sunshine. And once I got here, I didn't think there was anything better than sunshine until I heard this song. When you can't find the light that guides you through a cloudy day, when the stars ain't shining bright and you feel like you lost your way, when the candlelight's the home burns so very far away, you gotta let your soul shine, just like my daddy used to say. He used to say, soul shine, it's better than sunshine, it's better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. I know people don't mind, we all get that way sometimes. Got to let your soul shine, shine until the break of day. I grew up thinking I had it made and make it on my own. I could take the strongest soul and make you feel so low. Now and then I feel the cold winds blowing through my aching bones. I think back to what my daddy said. He said, girl, in the darkness before the dawn, let your soul shine. It's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. All the people don't mind, we all get that way sometimes. I have to let your soul shine, shine until the break of day. Sometimes a woman can feel this emptiness, like a man has robbed her of her very soul. A man too, God knows, he can feel like this. And when your world goes cold, you gotta let your spirit take control. Talking about soul shine, it's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. Oh, no, people don't mind, I all get that way sometimes. Got to let your soul shine, shine until the break of day. Got to let your soul shine, shine until that break of day. Thank you.
Joanna Hennessy. Don't you just look at her and go, oh, of course, she should work on the pipeline. And be in design school. They're so closely matched, right? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Those were new songs to me. I had to move on to rock and roll from Donny Osmond, so I've missed a whole section in between. So our next singer is a Southern girl. We've got a few Southerners in this class, and she's also fairly new to me. I actually met her one night briefly at the open mic. She's an actress, and many of you may recognize her from Parks and Recreation, numerous commercials. She's also soon to be seen in American Crime Story episode. If you guys, I know that that's a really popular show right now. And she wrote and produced a short film called Bedbug Thing, which won several awards, including Best Romantic Comedy at the Atlanta Short Fest. So when she lived in New York, she performed at really all of the major cabaret clubs in New York, and we're looking forward to her doing the same here. She cooks as well, and she had no idea who she was dealing with when she wrote this down for me. She has a maple bacon cookie recipe. Being the bacon fan that I meant to ask you to bring some of those. She says maple and bacon should be in everything, and I agree. Just a pound of bacon grease and just about everything, being from the South that we cook. Please welcome the lovely Courtney Cook.
I've got a girl crush. Hate to admit it, but I've got a heart rush. It ain't slowing down. I've got it real bad. Want everything she has. Her smile and her midnight laugh. She's given you now. I want to taste her lips. Yeah, 'cause they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want her long blonde hair. I want her magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe then you'll want me just as much. I've got a girl crush. I've got a girl crush. I don't get no sleep. I don't get no peace thinking about her under your bed sheets. The way that she's whispering, the way that she's pulling you in. Lord knows I've tried. I can't get her off my mind. I wanna taste her lips. Yeah, 'cause they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want her long blonde hair. I want her magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe then you'll want me just as much. I've got a girl crush. I've got a girl crush. I've got a girl crush. Hate to admit it, but I've got a heart rush. It ain't slowing down.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I am single and never been married, and I have been dating for a long time. So long that if I had been paid for every hour that I have invested in dating, I would actually now be a homeowner in the Hollywood Hills or Bel Air and Malibu. So my sister is a couple years younger than I, and she is also single. And a few years ago, we decided that we have dated every single available man between the two of us when she got set up on a blind date, and he turned out to be a cousin of ours. Now, we are from Alabama,
But we're from the big city, so we don't do that. So the other night, I had a dream about my elusive, tardy, yet perfect man that I look forward to having walk into my life. I was never spellbound by a starry sky. What is there to moonbeam when love has passed you by? Then there came a midnight and everything was new. Now here I am so spellbound, darling, not by stars, but just by you. At last, my love has come along. Oh, my lonely days are over. And life is like a song. At last, oh, the skies above are blue, and my heart is wrapped in clover. Since the night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. You smile. Oh, and then the spell was cast. Oh, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Thank you.
Courtney Cook. Isn't that amazing? You better have a show booked here soon, because I want to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our last singer of the evening. We had one singer who had an emergency that couldn't make it, but we want to thank you all for coming. Michael, if he doesn't do a tour when he's off with Alanis Morissette or Sarah McLachlan or one of those, you know, those minor people, then he might be exactly. Then he might be. We hope to be doing this showcase workshop again in October. So if you're interested, speak to. I'm dizzytalk@aol.com, which is pretty easy to remember if you just think about it for a split second. But otherwise, come talk to me as well. But on behalf of the fabulous Mike Farrell, let's hear it for Big Mike Farrell. And myself, I'm Carrie Kelsey. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you